Sean, we're here with Big Dallas McCarver at the Mr. Olympia Championships. Dallas, is your second run at this. We're at the Meet the Olympians 24 hours before you take to the stage right behind us. You seem a little bit more confident this year than you did last year, even though a lot of people had you in the top 10 last year, myself included.
Well, thank you. I still remember the conversation we had after prejudging very vividly.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think it's really any more confidence because at the end of the day, there's really nothing to be confident about. You don't know what the next guy's bringing. You know, you've been there, man.
Sure.
You can be confident what you're bringing, but you can't control anything else. I think it's just more so now I know what to expect. You know, like we talked about last year, when you come up here, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot to take in. You got this, you got the press conference, you got all the, other, meetings and whatnot, sponsor commitments and stuff. So, it was just a very stressful event that I think a lot of that stuff people don't even know. They don't even think about. Doing the show's hard enough, but doing that with all this is really something. So now that I'm accustomed or, knew what to expect, I guess it's just a little less stressful, a little easier going.
Did you think back in the days when you were watching the Olympia, reading about the Olympia, that all the things that you don't see on the stage was going to get in the way of what you were actually trying to do? I mean, most guys just want to eat, sleep, train, and compete. But doing all of this, meeting the fans, standing up, sitting down, all that kind of stuff takes a toll on you, even though it's an even playing field with the other athletes. How hard is this job? It is a job.
Well, first off, when I was coming up and watching the Olympia, I never dreamed that I'd ever compete on that stage. It was something I never thought would even in my wildest dreams. So the fact that I do it's just amazing. But I think that, yeah, absolutely, clueless, completely clueless. Up until last year, even when I got here, had no idea the toll it takes. And it is a job, like you said, but part of being a professional is handling your business and doing your job. So
what a difference a year makes. A year ago, you were not the biggest in the show, but right now you're being mentioned along with Big Ramy. Did you ever think back in the days that you were going to be considered one of the biggest guys on the stage? We're missing Dennis Wolf, right? We don't have Tony Freeman. And the only next big guy would be Big Ramy, and you're actually taller than he is.
Yeah, I guess big's a relative term because when you think about in terms of proportions, Phil's about as big as they come. As you know, you weren't ever the heaviest, but you hung in there with some of the biggest ever. You toe-to-toe with the best. So while it is pretty cool to be able to say, pound for pound or weight, height, whatever, I am one of the largest frame competitors here. I really don't think it counts for shit. Just between me and you, because, how many guys you beat that outweighed you?
That's true. Well, we had this conversation last time. My first Olympia, I was kind of a fan on the stage like you were a little bit last year. What's the victory for you leaving tomorrow night, Saturday night?
If I made the first call out, just to be able to, really, I just want to be compared to the best, and for nothing else, for my own personal selfish reasons, because you don't know, I don't know where I stack up against the top line, and I'm not going to know until I have the opportunity to see myself there. Right. You can compare pictures all day long, but until you get to stand next to the other guys, you don't know. All
right, at the ripe old age of 25, Dallas McCarver having a second bite at the apple in 24 short hours from now at the Meet the Olympians. For Dallas, I'm Sean Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com.